Cool.
Guan Miao noodles. Here we go. These are the world famous
Guan Miao. Guan Miao.
Guan Miao noodles there.
Oh, so cool. Yeah.
I actually went to Guan Miao to buy them, which is in Tainan, if you don't know. And
oh.
It's not that far from Kaohsiung, but I went there to get these because I think Guan Miao makes the best noodles.
大家好，又是坏菜。今天是一个非常的特别的影片。我今天来一个 YouTuber 家，他叫 BroccoliVlog， 他是加拿大人。He's living in Kaohsiung in quite a rural area, not in the Kaohsiung city. And today we're going to check his house and see how he lives in here. Let's go. 这是他的门口。Let's see if it's open. Hey, are you home?
I'm here, man.
Hey, what's up?
Welcome to my humble abode. Welcome to the cottage.
Wow.
I like to call it the cottage. It's a little bit different from homes that you might see in Taipei or in other areas of even Kaohsiung.
Absolutely.
It's not quite old style Taiwan house, but I think it's what you would call kind of a Japanese style house, I think, and I'm not even 100% sure, but it's definitely my unique spot that I live here.
Let's take a look at it. And also, I saw you've got a swimming pool over there.
Yeah, I mean,
wow.
Kaohsiung gets hot. We need a barbecue.
Yeah, and swimming pool.
A swimming pool and an air conditioner.
And AC, yeah.
And you also need to have swimming goggles for the swimming pool.
Wow, that's cool. All right, let's take a look.
Yeah, man.
What you've got in there. And we're entering the house. So you have a cat, right?
I do.
Can we see this beauty?
Yeah. She's hiding in here.
Oh.
Let's see. Her name is Mimi.
Mimi.
You'll see her on my Instagram sometimes. Hi, baby girl.
Mimi's so adorable. Look at her face. She looks so cool.
Yeah, she's an old girl. She's about like 15 now, I think.
So, how did you get her? She's from Kaohsiung?
Yeah, she is from Kaohsiung. So what happened was my first cat, who's no longer alive, Sushi, he was in 3-week quarantine because we moved from Canada, and we were feeling very like missing our cat, and we went into a pet store, and Mimi was in one of those glass things that they keep the pets. And one of the people that worked there said, "Hey, do you want this cat? It's free." My cat had a bunch of kittens and we're giving this away, and Mimi was there, and we were like, okay. And then the next thing you know, we got Mimi. Sushi came out of quarantine and he was like, what the hell is this cat doing in my house? And of course they ended up loving each other too. But so yeah, just by chance we walked into a pet store and she was offered to us.
Wow,
so, yeah.
That's great. So to me, it is really interesting to visit you here in this area because most foreigners live in apartments. You know, I mean, most people live in apartments. And choosing to live in a house, especially for foreigner, move out from this Kaohsiung city area with the restaurants,
Typical lifestyle.
Yeah, with all these things, and live here, far from the city center, is quite unique. So, can you tell me, like, how do you decide to do this?
Oh, I have some like really solid reasons. I mean, you know, we just had a big earthquake.
Yeah.
I don't know when this will come out, but not too long ago. And I was here for the 9/21, the big one that happened in 1999.
Oh yeah, a long time ago.
I always lived in a building in Taiwan, most of my life in Taiwan, and I always had this stress about earthquakes when I lived in a building. And so I decided if I could find a house that was only one floor, and so that way when I step out the front door, if there's an earthquake, I'm outside already.
Oh yeah.
So that was kind of one of my major motivations. And my number 2 is I don't really like living in the city. I'm more of a country mouse. I like the country feeling. So I wanted something that was still close to Kaohsiung City, but feels like countryside. So those are my kind of 2 main reasons. Yeah.
Wow. 现在最重要的部分，我们看看外国人吃什么东西。Let's open his fridge.
So I apologize, it's a little bit messy. I have been meaning to organize it lately.
Yeah.
But what I think is special is I have these are different supplements.
Oh,
you know, just for health, you know, like zinc.
Yeah.
And what else is interesting here?
A bunch of stuff.
I swear by super enzymes. These are like if you eat things. I think that this in Taiwan they have their own version, but it helps your body digest. Digest the foods properly. Go to the local morning market.
Yeah.
That's one thing I love in Taiwan is you can get fresh produce here. You can go to the supermarket, but even in Taipei, I'm sure you have local markets as well, right? So it's cool, but you know, the only thing I don't usually buy at the market is meat. I usually get the meat
from some,
from MEDIAX Mart, actually.
From MEDIAX Mart or something. Yeah, nice.
And the best beer in Taiwan, right there. Taiwan honey beer.
Oh, honey beer.
It's so good.
I tried it before. It's good.
Only 4.5%. It's not strong, but to me, this is the tastiest beer you can buy. Is just the Taiwan Fengmi Pijiu.
Fengmi Pijiu. Yeah. I know this one. This is really tasty, actually. Really I tried it before. This is a good one.
Like for people who aren't big drinkers, it's actually quite
it's
enjoyable.
Quite light, but quite tasty.
I don't know. I think here there's nothing.
Just a bunch of different rice
spices and things like that. Yeah.
Cool.
Guan Miao noodles. Here we go. These are the world famous.
The world famous Guan Miao.
Guan Miao noodles there.
Oh, so cool. Yeah.
I actually went to Guan Miao to buy them, which is in Tainan, if you don't know. It's not that far from Kaohsiung, but I went there to get these because I think Guan Miao makes the best noodles.
Yeah. Wow.
Leave a comment. Where do you think the best noodles are in Taiwan?
Yeah. Good question. Good question. I know nothing about Taiwanese noodles. I'm just good at eating them, not at cooking them.
I guess this is, you know, meat, frozen meat, but you know, when you have Taiwanese kids, you need to have, what do you call this?
Son Yo Bin.
Son Yo Bin, and what's this one? This
one's Son Dry Bin or something.
For Dan Bin, right?
Dan Bin P. Ah, it's like, to make Dan Bin.
These are essential, and I would say my favorite company in Taiwan, right there, Ime. I think they make
like this one?
I think they make good quality. I think of all the companies, good quality food.
Oh, nice.
And of course, frozen dumplings.
Yeah, 水饺. How can you live without dumplings? Yes.
And on a hot day, you've got your ice pack. Espresso machine.
It's for coffee.
When you need to have a good coffee, there you go. That's it right there.
Right.
It's an okay size, right? A lot of the apartment kitchens, you can literally touch the walls on each side.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk to you about too. You see, usually in our countries,
it's not that big though.
Yeah, but I mean, usually in our countries, kitchen is a very important place, right?
But it should be important here too, because people here love like it's a food culture.
Yeah.
But maybe like we were saying, people eat out more often. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah.
But in Taiwan, you see the kind of cook it in the kitchen is kind of closed area, and then they bring the food out to the living room and eat there. So it's kind of different.
It's less social.
Maybe Yokonan, I don't know.
Not as social.
Yeah, but in Russia, usually when you cook, there are always your kids or wife or parents. They're always around. They kind of help you or something. Oh, this is amazing. How long have you been living in this house?
So this house, I think, since about 2017. Yeah, like 8 years.
Almost 8 years.
Yeah.
Wow. This is
most of my younger son's life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, can you tell us what's the biggest difference between living in a Canadian house and a Taiwanese house? How do you compare these two different, you know?
I mean, I like Taiwanese food, but probably the food in our fridge or cupboards is going to be a little different. Chinese or Taiwanese style food in my fridge, obviously, because I quite like Asian food.
Yeah.
So but the food might be a little bit different. Maybe the furniture is going to be a little bit different.
And you know what I noticed, I'll interrupt you. Like, for example, the table in front of us, usually, like in Russia, we usually use really tall tables. And as I know, in the States and Canada, it's the same. We usually have like a really tall table.
Well, and the table behind it that the TV is on, that was the table that was here before.
Oh, right.
So, but it bothered me that it was so high. I wanted a lower table because I like to put my feet on the table. So I was like, oh, this is more like the height of the table was better. Also, I just went with the shape, the square.
Yeah.
You can play board games or card games on it with my kids, whatever. Lower, so my overweight old cat Mimi, we put a little step and she can kind of climb up on it if she wants to.
Asian furniture, Taiwanese furniture is usually kind of, you know, lower and smaller
Oh, that could be, yeah.
than in our countries. So I
Maybe
see
shorter people, maybe?
Yeah.
Especially with the
That's
older
reason.
furniture.
Yeah.
I mean, I think when you were walking around, you could see, I mean, you happen to be a very tall guy,
Yeah.
but the door frames are quite low, I think.
Yes, yeah, this is true. Door frames are really low. But I mean, in general, for most Chinese people, it's okay, so yeah.
Or for myself, I mean, you happen
you,
to be
yeah.
overly tall.
I'm
How
just
tall are you?
exception. 194.
This is the living room, dining room. This is where messes are made when we eat. My kids do some art on here sometimes. So we've kind of got, this is probably the most messy part of the house. This is like art supplies, and one of my YouTube friends went back to Australia.
Yeah.
And he gave me a bunch of books that I don't have space for on the bookshelf, so thank you, Jacob. Mark's Life, another YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And this is my favorite. I've hidden the bathroom for my cat.
Oh, nice.
Right? Clever, right? Because it's like the litter box is one of those things you just don't know where do I put it. So
Yeah.
we created this little private spot for her to go here. And my wife really enjoys plants, so we do definitely have a lot of plants.
That's nice. So when you moved here, it was empty. You didn't have any furniture, any plants.
No, this is all our stuff. A lot of our stuff is secondhand. Like, we feel like, why waste the money on new furniture when you can go on Facebook or you can go online and people are selling secondhand stuff. You clean it up and then, you know. So I think most of our furniture is actually secondhand. Like this, we got secondhand, and then a friend of mine moved back to South Africa, so we got this shelf here.
Oh, nice.
This one I bought. This is from IKEA.
Yeah.
And the couch was one of the few things we bought brand new as well.
Right.
Because you want to have a comfortable couch, obviously.
Yeah.
But when it comes to tables and things, I feel like, for example, this one we got secondhand. It's got a little scratch on it, but it's such a cool square shape you can play board games on. This is the money table, so we got Buddha here. And this is, you know, where we ask for wealth and abundance right here.
This is like, you put it there like according to feng shui or something, no?
I think my wife's style, like, I don't know, maybe there's some feng shui involved.
Yeah?
Got a little Canada flag there, and actually on the ceiling.
Yeah, I
This
saw
is
it.
the most Canadian I get in the house, is this area here, Canada. Little Canadian flag over here. And then this painting, my grandmother, who's no longer alive, she lived to be 100. She painted this picture years and years ago, and I kind of stole it from my dad's house because
Oops.
I wanted to have some pieces of furniture and art or things from Canada.
What do you think you must have in your apartment, in your house? Some piece of furniture or some elements, I don't know.
Well, for my wife, plants.
For your wife, plants.
And I would say for myself, I think it creates better oxygen in like having plants. So I love nature, so I like the idea of having the plants in the house to kind of bring outdoor, indoor kind of feeling.
Oh yeah.
So I would say plants, a cat.
A cat.
Always having a cat. It's a lonely house without some sort of pet. And I tend to be more into cats than dogs because they can stay inside.
Yeah.
Dogs you have to take outside, so I like having a house cat is nice, and they're happy to be inside.
Yeah.
So pet, plants, comfortable beds. I do find that Taiwanese, you know, and this is a compliment, they can literally sleep sitting up. They can sleep on like a wood table. They could sleep on a concrete floor.
Yeah.
Like they can literally, I'm sure there are some that like more comfort, but the average, they could just sleep on anything.
Yeah.
And I feel like for me, I guess I'm very spoiled. I like having a nice,
The same.
high quality mattress, you know, like not too squishy, not too hard. It's got to be like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. I'm like Goldilocks. It has to be just right.
Just right,
you know?
yeah. The same. I cannot sleep on buses. I cannot sleep in cars. It's impossible for me. But I remember, I think when I flew to Taiwan one time, there was a plane full of Taiwanese people, and there were two women there. I'll show you how they slept. There was a seat on the airplane, and one of those women sat like this.
What?
And slept like this, in this position.
That
All 8 hours flight,
like that.
like this, like a Tetris, you know, like this one.
Yeah, that is.
And so, how do you guys do this? Yeah, that was really interesting.
I mean, I will have a sore neck if I don't sleep properly. Like,
yes. So this is quite interesting. Yeah,
it's very interesting.
Beds are very important for us.
100%. Yeah. So the bed, I guess, comfortable chairs.
Chairs.
Although I'm becoming Taiwanese more. Like I actually like harder chairs. My couch is soft, but like if it was up to me, we would have one of those old school Taiwanese wooden sofas if I could choose.
But you got this wooden chairs.
Similar idea. Yeah.
But to me also, I still cannot really sit in them for a very long time. And I still don't understand this Taiwanese furniture, especially like old-fashioned ones.
Yeah.
They're like so brutal, they're so stiff, massive, and they're absolutely uncomfortable.
Well, you can see how we're kind of falling into this couch. It's better for your back.
Yeah.
To sit on a wood couch, it keeps your spine more straight. It's healthier for you, but
because now you're like a couch kind of.
But as foreigners, maybe we're spoiled that way. Like we're used to comfort over, I don't know, over all else.
Overall, yeah. We like, you know, like the seat like this. I'm chill now. How comfortable is your life here? Because it is quite far from the city. And what do you usually do, like in the evening, or I don't know?
I mean, I'm a YouTuber and I'm a teacher.
Yeah.
So YouTubing, I mean, you're always kind of going wherever, so it doesn't really matter where you live. Teaching, like I'm about like 25 minutes away from where I teach. And to me, that's not a big deal. Lots of people drive 25 minutes to work.
Quite close to your place.
And I love at the end of the day or whenever I come home from whatever I'm doing, it feels like I'm going back to the countryside.
Yeah.
So for me, it's all good. And you're asking what do I do like in my neighborhood or... Yeah. So I have a hiking trail that we can check out later. And yeah, like when I need nature, I'm literally by nature right there. I take my shoes off sometimes and walk barefoot there. And I think I feel safer walking barefoot because I'm out of the city.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't feel right walking barefoot in like the city core. Like it would be dirtier, you know? It just wouldn't be as clean.
True.
So this is the bedroom, and I think one of the great things that came out of my YouTubing is I had a sponsor. I won't name the sponsor because this is not a sponsored video, but I got a bed from being a YouTuber, and it's the most comfortable bed.
Okay.
Here's my pride right here. So this is a 107-kilometer race I just did in Changhua. This was my hardest goal. This was a marathon, a 42-kilometer marathon I'm really proud of.
Wow.
And this was my first real run, which was a 21K marathon.
Oh,
yeah, but this was the hardest thing I did.
Wow.
42-kilometer
42 is a lot.
Yeah, so this one's cycling, actually, a bicycle.
Yeah.
These two are running.
Wow, cool.
So, you know, as you get older, you want to like check off your bucket list, right?
Yeah. Maybe do a bit more later.
This was my first dog, Whiskey.
Oh.
Her name was Whiskey. No, I'm not I'm not really into drinking, but
yeah.
My dad, for some reason, he wasn't a drinker either, but he named her Whiskey. But what does she look like to you? She looks like a typical Taiwan one of those black dogs in Taiwan, right?
That's how I wanted to say it. She looks like a Taiwanese dog.
Who would have thought one day I would be surrounded by like black homeless dogs everywhere, like, and I'm like shouting Whiskey, you know. So, my son's room here, my younger son. My wife likes to find antique furniture, like just random stuff people are throwing away.
Yeah.
How cool is this desk though? Like it's
that looks quite old. Yeah.
And so what I did was I cleaned it out because it had some like cockroach eggs in it, and you know it was an old table. Yeah. I sprayed it with water. I dried it in the sun. I took a special wood paint. Yeah. Painted over it, and it looks like it's out of like a Lord of the Rings game.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks cool. I mean? And your son even has some sword there. Or
yeah. So it has this like. This sort of adventure kind of vibe to it. Yeah. And then, so this is my younger son. My older son is, he's 13.
Yep.
He's into basketball and
into
Pokemon.
Pokemon. Wow, so many cards.
It's ridiculous, right?
Look at these guys.
But he's respecting them. He started like adding like the sleeve to it, right?
Yeah, which is like a to keep him clean, right?
He really he loves his Pokemon. So
wow.
He's got his piano, his Pokemon. He started lifting weights.
Oh, nice! I can see it.
he's serious about basketball, so
yeah,
really you need to be strong arms,
in a good shape,
right?
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess that's the bathroom.
That's all. Yeah.
如果你也想成为下一位爆红创作者，请打开下方资讯栏链接，一起来投稿吧。